of smoky. I can see it going up the street level. Even looking southbound Fair Oaks down the street on the River Street. You can see that there, that street kind of smoky, dusky. Definitely from the local fires going around. Just the winds blowing. Ever changing, making it difficult for firefighters. Seems to be homeless folks now residing in the alleyway. It's getting worse, and it's going to get worse. Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back. It's Charlie. It is Saturday morning, October 8th, 2022. It's just about 3-4 minutes after 9 in the morning, and it's about 70 degrees. Real quick, thank you for making that comment. That goes back to actually when I first started doing it, the videos from when I was homeless and being all miserable and depressed and angry with the world. Every day seemed to be gloomy because I think I started vlogging at a time of the season where the weather was really crappy and bad, and for us homeless, that is about the worst and most miserable and depressing, and with the holidays coming in, suicidal time of that any homeless person can go through, endure, and survive, honestly. So I'd always keep abreast of the temperature because there were a lot of other homeless folks that were kind of watching my videos and stuff like that, but not sure about subscribing and stuff. So I make it a point, and especially ever since, you know, people from not from California or not from the west side of the state, the country, they say, "Oh, I envy you guys. The weather's out there beautiful and blah blah. Please continue letting us know about the weather." So it kind of stuck, and it's just become a continuous opener. You know, actually, I am on South Raymond, and behind me is the beautiful, ever so beautiful Castle Green. Let me get my ugly face out of here. Look at that. Come on. They do have walking tours. I shall try to put a link down below. They have tours in the springtime. They do have a section where you can have weddings here and receptions. Beautiful. The grounds are just the most beautiful thing. Now they did go in through an application, and I believe it was approved, that there is a small quarter portion of the property that is currently a parking lot right next to Crepe de Paris. Cute place to have breakfast, by the way. I'll try to put a link on that. And look at that. Spectacular, yes? And the grounds are just absolutely spectacular. Now, when we had applied for an apartment here, this was 15 years ago at least. There was a 10-year waiting list, so I can't even imagine what it's like now. And on the other part of the parking lot, they were approved to build another section to this. So I think it's going to go, the appearance maybe a little bit more in tradition and complementary to this architecture and structure, but definitely I would expect it to be a lot more modern. This is Bellevue Drive. It's a very beautiful, tiny little street. Okay, so today's video is really non-specific. I'm kind of letting the winds of destiny or change or whatever just kind of bounce me around like a pinball as it's coming down the play area, running into bumpers or whatever may come. I'm trying to take advantage that the fact that this weekend it started. Oh, excuse me. My hands are recuperating right now from washing dishes. They get so dry and chapped now because of the weather. Right now we are celebrating all of LA County because the new Korea or the K line, the Korea or K, it's the K line. It's another shade of purple, I believe. So many routes now that are planned for the future of metro rail system. It's fantastic, and many of them actually are built in a lot of the pathways of former rail lines and trolley cars that used to run around throughout LA County in some of the more suburb areas and stuff. So that's clever, you know, because I guess they got wise and they figured out, well, shoot, if it worked well enough for them, ever quickly changing Los Angeles County as it was, it seemed to work quite well through the decades. And most notably was the red car. That was where the whole premise was basically in Roger Rabbit is about the red car, its demise and its battles. So, and today also, you know, with getting out of the hospital, I just kind of want to take it easy. I'm not really taking it fast. I'm just pacing myself, trying to recognize everything that's been going on with me, and very appreciative that the specialists and the surgeons listen to my comments and everything, and relating and the possibility. Yes, most of what I was kind of suspecting and how things are going on inside of me are pretty correct, because, you know, we kind of know a little bit better, but sometimes we tend to go overboard. I, for one, sometimes being that way with myself, but not overreacting. But there's so many types of this hydrocell situation behind the general. That's, I believe, the most common and the most general procedure for a hydrocell. As graphic as it was, I apologize, but it's, you know, I would think that it's probably more graphic for the gentleman. Yeah, I can see why. But I was watching this, three things. Mainly medical science and engineering with just basic high school education. That's it. No other than trade school for a while, and I advanced too quickly in that to continue there. But I have a good general sense of knowing what's going on and everything, and I can see that. I don't see for the fear of, holy crap, oh shit, they're gonna do what to me? They're gonna steal, oh man, they're gonna. I see it and I kind of chuckle, and I'm just like, well, you know, okay, and I understand everything, the symptoms and the correlation of the possibility of where an illness or an injury may be occurring within or in my body. So I watch that and I'm just like, okay, I'm prepared. But then you have to go to the other video and find out which one it is more specifically, and that's where I have to go back and visit my surgeon, and from there he and I both can figure out exactly what's going on, where it is, so that way he'll be better prepared to be able to go back in there and remedy everything else. So I'm just taking it easy today, and we'll see how it goes. See, the weather changes very quickly. The blue is coming out just spectacular. You know, upon leaving the other day from work, I knew with pretty much a certainty, 80% plus or minus that I was going to get hospitalized. And I was hoping for, because the one thing, however, my state of living when I was married, when we had the insurance, I miss you, Blue Shield of California. Expensive as you were, but it took care of our family's needs. Quite expensive, did I mention that? About $340 a month. And this was about 15 years ago. But nonetheless, we utilized all of Huntington's finest and everything, even when it came to my shoulder replacement. So it's tragic to go from that to Medi-Cal and having a farting around and getting an attitude and getting very angry with an institution and the pharmacies and at Medi-Cal, because we that are on this, as grateful as it is and humble, it's frustrating because we're so limited, you know, especially when we're diagnosed with, God forbid, you know, dying news. You know, our fate is kind of sealed. So it's a struggle, but just realize it, because if you keep denying it, it's just not going to work for you. It's going to fight you and going to make things a little bit more struggling in recovery and stuff. Especially recovery, that plays a lot, the mental issue. So one thing's for certain, that whatever this little baby mutant alien is inside me, it puts a tremendous amount of pressure on my sanity. So, whereas this hydrocell isn't bothering me so much right now, but it's putting pressure on that nerve right now. So it's these things that we develop, you know, especially when one triggers another, or it just seems to happen in separate events, but one right after the other. It sucks. That's the kind of crap that we go through, you know. And for a lot of us as we get older, you know, I know it kind of sucks and everything, but I sometimes kind of think, you know, I definitely deserved all these aches and pains and scars, and first time break at, you know, 50 plus, 45 plus years of age. And then finding out also that during my time being homeless, of when I was diagnosed with the PEs and the DVTs, and the time that I spent, the year that I spent on the blood thinners, that it turns out now I see, as much as I love that institution, sometimes a lot of the healthcare providers, any institutions, don't provide you with a whole scope or anything. I have developed a blood disorder, which makes me prone, very prone to blood clotting very easily. So for the time being right now, I will have to be on Xarelto. Thank goodness that leaves Xarelto. It's Xarelto. They called all my prescriptions in. I have to pick them up this afternoon. It kind of sucks, you know. That means I really now have to go back into that mode of life, going back to what the previous specialist had told me when I was homeless, you know. Avoid getting into fights, avoid falling, avoid anything that may be hazardous, to be prone to falling or getting knocked in the head. And I like to hike, so, you know, once this is resolved, what's Charlie going to end up probably be doing? I'll be a little more cautious. I'm not going to wear one of those silly helmets, but I'll try to be a little more cautious and a little bit more paceful of myself and what I do and stuff like that. keeping that in mind now that I'm more vulnerable to such matters. Isn't that wonderful? It kind of sucks, right? Kind of think back to definitely that the song by Boston Wayward Son that one of my viewers had said many years ago whilst I was homeless, that song kind of defines me. And yeah, but I'm now a wayward man still, and still trying to find my place, you know. I'll get there eventually. Hopefully it won't be via wheelchair, but I'll get there eventually. Yeah. Okay. What a bummer. I had some light groceries that I was going to get over here at Ralph's. And I went to go check the corner for the clearance rack. I usually park my cart right there by the end cap and the tortilla. So I can see it, well, more or less, so they can see if it's no one there, they can see that someone possibly may be in the clearance area. It's kind of a little nook. I was probably looking through the shelves and bins for about maybe 10, 12 seconds. And I turned around, walked over, and it's like, it's gone. Somebody took it. I asked the front desk if they could look for it. Okay. It's hard enough right now. This thing is starting to bug me. I'm just going to go back, go pick up my medications, and go pick up a pizza and just go home and take it easy. So I tried, I really did, but I can't over try it. Don't think I was actually looking, I was thinking about making my way to Walmart in Duarte, but yeah, it just started. It's really, and plus that little disappointment, I'm taking it kind of as a sign as to just go home, chill out, relax. So I shall. You folks take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but always take care of yourselves first. Love one another, trust one another, be kind to each other. Don't take it for granted or any other day thereafter. Live for the moment, pull down your pants and slide on that ice. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing, what we're doing, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button. Tell your friends and family about me, about us, what's going on. And I got to build up slowly to this because I do intend to go back to work on Wednesday. I'm cleared for normal activity and stuff like that, but pain management is something I'm going to have to. This is all upon discharge, do's and cannot do's. You know, I'm something I have to keep an eye on. And if it gets too unbearable again, I have to. They say just go into the ER and stuff like that. So hope that it doesn't happen. Alright, my friends, you folks, comments are good or bad. Please post, if not email. And just, it's a beautiful day. I hope it is the same where you are. Be nice and be kind to one another today, especially leading up to the primaries. A lot of insanity coming down the pipe. Alright? Stay smart and vigilant. Bye.